The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Title: Sharon's Lethal Revenge, a battle of wills on the edge of catastrophe. Sharon's life had become a string of relentless battles, facing enemies both within and beyond her control. But one thorn had lodged deep under her skin for far too long. Phyllis. Phyllis had relentlessly pursued Sharon, determined to ensure that she'd end up behind bars, carrying out a vendetta so deeply rooted that it felt almost inescapable. This grudge, however, had now driven Sharon to take the unimaginable plunge into a dark, vengeful strategy. For months, Sharon had tolerated Phyllis's silent persecution, watching as she schemed and plotted, scrutinizing her every move with hawk-like vigilance. But Sharon had grown tired, weary of always being on the defensive. She wanted to end this dangerous cat-and-mouse game once and for all, with a vengeance as final as it was cruel. Sharon knew Phyllis's habits, her strengths and her weaknesses, especially her recklessly fast-driving habits. She banked on the fact that Phyllis, known for her high-speed trips around town, would be easy prey if she could find the right way to set her up. And Sharon's plan began to take shape in the shadowy recesses of her mind. For weeks, Sharon followed Phyllis's car, examining her movements, her routes, and the moments when she was most vulnerable. She would bide her time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, without getting her hands dirty in any detectable way. Finally, one evening, while Phyllis's car sat unattended, Sharon acted. She slashed the car's tires subtly enough that they wouldn't give way immediately, but would instead gradually lose their air until reaching a catastrophic point of failure. It was a scheme steeped in darkness, and Sharon's heart raced with the thrill of what she knew lay in wait. The very next morning, Phyllis, unaware of the dangerous trap lying just under her, climbed into her car, ready for her daily routine. The early morning light glinted off the hood of her sleek vehicle as she adjusted her mirrors, revved the engine, and tore out of her driveway with her usual speed and precision. Sharon, who had strategically positioned herself a safe distance away, followed, keeping a close watch on her target. She knew it was only a matter of time. As Phyllis accelerated onto the highway, the car surged forward, speeding along the wide, open road with an ease that she reveled in. The tires spun, carrying her faster and faster, unaware that they were losing the very air needed to keep her safe. Just as Sharon had hoped, the tire punctures were now becoming critical. It took only moments for the rapid decrease in air pressure to send the car into a dangerous wobble. Phyllis noticed the unsettling vibration, her eyes widening in sudden realization. Then came the loud, echoing sound. The tires blew out, with a terrifyingly violent pop. Phyllis felt her car jerk under her hands, swerving uncontrollably as the damaged tires began to unravel beneath her. She gripped the wheel tightly, fighting to regain control, but the momentum of the vehicle overpowered her grip, and the car swerved wildly, careening toward the unforgiving mountainside. Phyllis's screams echoed within the car as it barreled forward, refusing to stop. The car skidded, metal screeching against asphalt as it hurtled off the road and collided with the rocky mountain face. The impact sent a shockwave through the vehicle, crumpling the hood, shattering the windshield, and setting the car aflame in a massive, fiery explosion. Thick, dark smoke billowed upward, the flames licking around the crushed body of the car. Phyllis was trapped, pinned between twisted metal and searing heat. Sharon, who had pulled off the road some distance behind, witnessed the entire scene unfold, and a wicked smile curled on her lips. The sight of Phyllis's car erupting in flames brought her an eerie satisfaction, a twisted triumph she hadn't felt in years. Her plan had worked flawlessly. Phyllis was now paying the ultimate price. Sharon's heart beat with exhilaration, watching her once unyielding adversary engulfed in flames, seemingly defeated in the most absolute way. Meanwhile, bystanders had gathered, drawn by the flames and the horrifying accident that had unfolded right in front of them. Some frantically called 911, while others stood frozen in shock and fear. Soon, the wailing sound of sirens filled the air as an ambulance rushed to the scene, hoping against hope to reach Phyllis in time. It was a desperate race, one that seemed impossible as flames continued to rage, fed by the fuel from the ruptured tank. The emergency team worked furiously, desperately trying to free Phyllis from the fiery wreckage, her injuries mounting with each passing second. Yet as Phyllis lay helpless, barely clinging to life, a new fear began to grow within the minds of those who knew both women well. The whispers started, hushed and tense, filled with terror and apprehension. Sharon's vendetta had escalated to a horrifying level, and it dawned on everyone, this was no ordinary rivalry. Sharon had become something of a grim reaper, casting a shadow over anyone who dared to challenge or oppose her. Phyllis's accident was no longer seen as a tragic mishap. It was a dire warning, a statement of what Sharon was willing to do to anyone who dared to cross her. As the news of Phyllis's accident spread through Genoa City, the residents felt a chill creep into their bones. Sharon's smiling face became an ominous symbol of the lengths she was willing to go to protect herself. With Phyllis's life hanging by a thread, a collective fear settled in, and everyone who harbored any ill will or lingering resentment toward Sharon began to reconsider. What could be more terrifying than a foe who would stop at nothing, who would cross any line to bring about her own sense of justice? In the end, Sharon's victory tasted bittersweet. She had succeeded, yet her satisfaction came tinged with the realization that this act had severed her ties with any semblance of mercy or humanity. She had crossed a line from which she could never return, knowing that in her pursuit of revenge, she had unleashed a terror that would echo through Genoa City for years to come.